Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. The beginning of the end has officially begun. Now that's a sentence I didn't think I'd be saying when talking about Warzone, but yeah, as we saw this past week, the zombie outbreak on Verdansk is now beginning to move, and it seems like this is going to end up being the downfall of Verdansk, as we'll discuss today. Activision has actually revealed a secret teaser hinting at that, basically. And you might have noticed that Raven actually added in a secret weapons update over the past week for no real reason, at least as far as we can tell. Definitely a very strange update as well. And as we go through it all today, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Goal for today is going to be 4,000 likes. And of course, if you're new to the channel or if you haven't already subscribed, something like 20,000 people a day are watching the videos for the very first time. So if that's you, consider hitting that subscribe button to stay on top of everything going on in Call of Duty. Now, first up, we did end up getting a new update back on, I believe, Thursday night that fixed a huge problem in Warzone right now. That, of course, is dev error 6634. I don't know about you guys, but this dev error has been destroying my gameplay over the past, I want to say 10 days or so. It's been brutal, the amount of times I've had it pop up when I had 15 kills with 80 players alive or 20 kills with 50 players up. I've lost some burners to this thing for sure. However, Raven did end up tweeting out saying, for PC players only, the 6634 dev error should now be fixed. However, on console, said dev error can still pop up. Then there is also dev error 6661, which is running amok as well. I know Lazy in our squad gets that one all the time. I know my buddy Korean gets that a ton too. You guys have probably seen his videos about it. So hopefully we see that one fixed here in the near future. But hey, for the time being, 6634 should no longer be an issue, at least over on PC. Now, let's talk about this secret weapons update in Warzone. Just to preface, no, there were no silent buffs or silent nerfs, at least that we know of right now. That could have very easily happened as well. But it does appear Raven actually ended up removing the unreleased DLC weapons that we've known about for months now. The CX-9 is currently MIA. The RAAL LMG is currently MIA. Was the Sykov ever actually in the game? I only ended up finding the Syrok CX-9 and the Rook RAAL at the start of the season. I never ended up getting my hands on the Sykov in Warzone, at least. In survival, it has been there for a while. But anyways, these weapons were available to find and use at the start of Season 2. I was finding them I want to say every other game. They really weren't that rare for being legendary blueprints. The Syrok CX-9 was an absolute beam. I mean, the thing has no recoil and it kind of hits pretty hard for an SMG. Then the RAAL is just a slow firing beast that hits like an absolute truck. Both weapons were actually super good, so good that if you got your hands on them, you didn't really even need to use a loadout weapon in all honesty. But Raven did something to these. Basically, there's two potential things going on here. One, they ended up removing these weapons from the Warzone loot pool entirely and they're no longer accessible. Or two, they bumped the rarity of these weapons up through the roof, as I have not seen these weapons in days. In hours upon hours upon hours of playtime. And I've seen Reddit posts asking if they were removed and tons of other players saying, yeah, I haven't found them in 4 or 5 days either. It seems like predominantly the same answer is coming up of, nope, I haven't seen them. The Syrok is missing, the Rook is missing, no one knows where they went. Now, there's a chance you could still get these in plunder from the weapons box field upgrade. I believe you can get the base weapon out of those or just random attachment setups from those. However, when it comes to Battle Royale, it seems like these weapons have been pulled and frankly, we don't know why. When they first dropped back at the start of the season, we assumed, hey, maybe these weapons are finally gonna come to the game since they're ground loot now, they're chest loot now. Pretty much all lootable items that have been in store bundles have always released in the store at some point in the season. And considering the Syrok blueprint was, and I guess still is, a part of the SOAP operator bundle, we were sort of connecting the dots saying, yeah, this could finally release since it's officially in the loot pool now. But we've never really seen any weapons, any future weapons at that, pulled from the game without reason, so this in general is a very, very weird situation. Everything we've seen about these weapons indicate that they are coming to the game, and this actually started back in Season 6 of Modern Warfare when they first initially surfaced. They were leaked then, so we thought, hey, if Season 7 happens, these gotta be the new weapons, right? Wrong. That didn't happen. Season 7 doesn't even exist. We thought, oh, since the Cold War integration isn't happening with the launch of Cold War and we've got this month and a half of downtime, these weapons are going to drop so players in Warzone don't have a dry spell for content. Nope, didn't happen. We had weeks of no content in Warzone at that time. We thought, oh, they're ground loot now. Every pattern in history for ground loot variants points to these releasing in the store sometime soon. And now we're left with a giant question mark, not knowing if these weapons are going to release soon or really even ever. The only real theory going around right now, the only other theory I should say regarding these weapons, is that maybe the CX-9 is going to be a part of the Modern Warfare 3 Remastered bundle. Obviously, we got the classic Ghost skin bundle as like the whole tethered bundle with Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. So since the Ciroc CX-9 and SOAP are in the same bundle that was leaked on COD Tracker a while back, people have sort of been theorizing that if we get MW3 Remastered sometime soon, we're going to have another character bundle with that, and it'd be SOAP, since that kind of makes sense. That does work out when you look at it like that, but then you've got the question marks of the RAAL and the Sykov that are still unanswered. We still have no idea, no answers for those. So I'm just incredibly confused. Call of Duty, Raven, Activision, no one has even ever mentioned or addressed these weapons being in the game. Infinity Ward hasn't said anything either. I'm pretty much at a loss as to what could be happening with them. But at the end of the day right now, either these weapons are quite literally the rarest find in the game because I haven't seen them in days, other players haven't seen them in days, or Raven did in fact remove them from the game, hopefully just for the moment. Then to close things out today, we've been talking about the End of Verdansk for a bit now, talking about how it seems like the zombies are going to basically overrun the map and we're going to have to drop a nuke to actually end the outbreak. And I go into full detail in a separate video on all the leaks and all the info we have on that right now. I will leave a link to that one in the description below, then also on screen at the very end of the video. But now, Activision has pretty much officially teased that this zombie outbreak is really going to ramp up here soon. And it does definitely look like the End of Verdansk is being hinted at here just because of the way they phrase it. Essentially, Call of Duty put out the whole containment protocol blog for this week. They say that the hostile forces, aka the zombies, have shifted over to the prison complex, but they believe the spread is contained and it's only a minor threat. However, on that same blog, there is this image here included as like the whole cover art for it. And shout out to Geeky Pastimes because he's the first person that I saw figure this out. But underneath the 5% there's a series of Morse code on the bottom. This actually says, conflagration definitely expected. Now, in case you're not a word wizard, conflagration means an extensive fire which destroys a ton of land according to Google. I also had to look it up for what it's worth. So this is sort of metaphorical in a sense, I guess. These zombies are going to become extensive in numbers on Verdansk and destroy a ton of the area and enter in all the info we have on the nuke event LTM with all the infected areas and whatnot. The stars are aligning, the dots are connecting. This appears to be the first official teaser we have for the End of Verdansk. So yeah, there you have it. With all of that being said, that is what's going on in terms of updates in Warzone and what's going on with the map as we look into the future a bit, and that's going to wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with pretty much everything going on in COD, news, intel, updates, you name it, it's all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WHosImmortal for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, and Control Freak products. The links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.